Hey everyone, this is Nikki Gangemi and I want to welcome you to Monday Mindset and Manifestation. And today I want to talk about how we might minimize our progress. So this was a little something that I found that if we don't do this one little thing, we can actually minimize our progress and stunt our results. So if you're on the live, say hi, and if you're on the replay, hashtag replay. For those of you who don't know me yet or are new to my world, I'm Nikki Gangemi, and I help online coaches shift their identity to thriving entrepreneur and gain an online presence so they can make more money and impact doing what they love. And I love talking about this whole changing your mindset and the way you see yourself, the way you see your business so that you can get different results. So this is what I realized very recently. When we start making progress and we start meeting our goals a little bit, and then we just want to keep going and get to the next goal, and we don't take the time to truly acknowledge our wins and our successes. And I'm not talking about just kind of saying, well, yeah, see, I did a good job, good job. Pat yourself on the back and keep moving. Because that was something that I was doing. And I learned that by not really taking the time to really acknowledge and feel at a visceral level deep inside that I truly appreciate the support, the success, the wins that I've had along the way. When I skip that part, what happens is that you end up stunting your growth. So you might make a little bit of progress, you might make a little bit of growth, but then when you want to move further and get to the next level, you'll start to notice that you're coming up short and you're like, well, wait a second. I just came off of this big win, this big high, and now I'm working on the next thing, and I'm not getting the results that I'm looking for. And then you start to get kind of deflated and lose that motivation. And when I gave this some reflection, in hindsight, what I realized was, I didn't take that time to really acknowledge just how far I've come. And the result is little or slow growth. So where's your dominant focus? Just think about it. And you can let me know in the comments if you're on the live, let me know and interact with me. But where is your dominant focus each day when you sit down to look at your to-do list? If you have a to-do list, or you look at your calendar and you're seeing, what is it that I, get to do today? It's a nice reframe instead of what do I have to do today? What do I get to do today? Is your dominant focus on things not going as smoothly as you want, or not accomplishing as much as you want? Is it on that where you're coming up short? Or is it on all the little things that you did do? And I can tell you from my own experience that if it's a little shift, but if you can shift your focus onto what you have gotten done, it gives you, it kind of re-energizes you. And it gives you that little boost that you need, that little shift, so you can have the stamina to keep going throughout your day. Now, let me give you a little example. Again, anything that I share with you or I suggest that you do, I do it myself. And I have a little journal here, and I'm sorry about the sun shining through here. I'm not in my house. I have a little wasp infestation. So I fled my condo and I came to my parents' house until the exterminator can take care of the hive that these wasps decided to, build on my roof, and they're making their way into the wall of my house and they're starting to come in. So I'm in a different setup here, so excuse the poor lighting. But I have this journal. It's Find Joy in the Journey, and I just love the saying. And I thought, what a great journal to write in. But I'm making this my progress journal, because when I stop to do this, when I stop to not rush through it, not like half, and excuse my French, I don't know how else to say it, not half-ass my celebrating my wins when I put the phone down, you know, closed the laptop and sat in a comfortable space and took out my little journal that I love, and I started writing down, you know, just things that, you know, appreciating my progress. I felt different. I felt like I was re-energized, like I took a little power nap. And then I was like, okay, so what's next? What do I get to do next? And I wrote down, I'm gonna just share with you what I wrote down a couple of days ago, that I'm grateful that I learned how to set up Facebook ads. So I'm hosting a challenge starting next Monday, September 30th, and I'm gonna tell you more about that in a couple of minutes. But I set up Facebook ads. And I could easily look at the chart, right? And I can look at my clicks and my performance, and I can focus on the fact that each click is costing $4 and change and get annoyed. I can look at that. I can make that my dominant focus. And is it worth the return on the investment? You know, what I'm going to be investing in ads when all is said and done. Or I can shift my focus, and I can say that I'm grateful that I learned how to set up ads, and I honor myself for walking through the resistance of learning and navigating through the changing landscape of Facebook, because it's always changing, right? Every time you think you know how to do something in Facebook, they change an algorithm, they move something somewhere else. I'm also pleased with myself for increasing my spending account. I'm in the process of creating a healthier, more abundant money story. So when you take the time to just look at little progress, and even how do you define progress? That's something to look at too. Sometimes we think that progress comes after something big, you know, after you finish a big thing, whether that is that you want to host an online event, or you're doing a webinar, or you're running a Facebook challenge, or you're looking to increase your email list by 500 people, or whatever your goal is or your project is that you're working on. If you wait until you get to the end, you can end up losing steam along the way as you get frustrated and involved in the daily tasks. So taking a few minutes of your time out to really sit and reflect on the little wins and seeing them as wins, and not really minimizing them, because that's what happens is when we discount how far we've come, and when we discount all that we've accomplished and all that we've gotten done in a day, what we're simultaneously saying and putting out to the universe is, I don't appreciate all the support that you've given me so far. I don't appreciate all the resources that I've had, the people who have shown up, the ideas that have flowed my way. You're kind of, what we do is we discount it. So one way to stay open to receiving more flow of ideas, more people to show up and lend a hand and offer support and ask to collaborate with you, the more we invite more of that in, when we focus on what is going right, what is working for me, even if it's something so small as setting up a Facebook ad from start to finish, or even something else. You know, yesterday I was thinking, what progress have I made that I can appreciate? You know, even if it's on a small scale, I'm not going to minimize it, because progress is progress. It's forward movement, no matter what it is, right? So, you know, I said, you know, I'm grateful that I developed a system that makes scheduling my daily Facebook posts quick and easy. I'm getting better at organization. That's a win. And I feel like that's something that in the past I overlooked. I discounted it. Any kind of system that I put in place that helped me to run my business more smoothly, I didn't acknowledge it. I kind of overlooked it like it was nothing. Norma, hello, Norma. This topic is great timing. Been working on celebrating myself lately while visiting a friend Friday evening, we celebrated the progress we each noticed in our lives. I love that, Norma. Thank you so much for sharing. I noticed that celebrating with a loved one feels a whole lot better than by myself. I'm not really sure how to celebrate by myself in a way that feels like celebration. I can do acknowledgement, but celebration is challenging. It is, isn't it? I totally agree with you. And that's why I'm having this conversation, because it was something that I'm just realizing I don't celebrate. I don't celebrate myself. I might do it on a superficial level, like, oh yeah, I did a great job. Good job, Nick, and just keep going. But I don't take that time, and it's not, there's no thoughtfulness behind it. And so one way that I found is to keep a journal where you're kind of logging, all the little wins. Even if you got up earlier, or you went to bed earlier, that's progress. And it's not to be overlooked. If we can spend more time focusing on all the little wins that we have, all the little gains. It's kind of like when I was teaching, and I remember I was teaching kindergarten one year, and just to get the kids to come in and sit down in their chair properly and be able to pull themselves in and take out their paper and their crayons. I was constantly complimenting them. Oh, I love how nice you're sitting. I love how, you have your blue crayon out. You found the blue color. Good job. And then it just made them sit up a little straighter. It put a little smile on their face. It's kind of like, I think of it like that. That's the example that's coming to my mind right now. It's almost like giving yourself that little boost. If you can just acknowledge all the little things, because like I said, when you don't and just kind of skip over it, it just puts your focus on how you're falling short and how you're not at the level that you want to be at yet, or where things are not working, or what you didn't finish. It's always like questioning, where's my dominant focus? Am I focused on what's wrong? Am I focused on what I don't want? Or can I move my attention to what is going right? And it's not about trying to be positive. That's, not the message that I want to get across to you, that everything has to be, unicorns and rainbows and peaches and cream. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying do what you need to do to feel good. Because when we get into a slump or a lull, you just want to put everything aside. And you just want to give up, and that's not going to help you. So what do you need to do to help yourself? And like Norma was saying, celebrating by yourself is a challenge. I hear you, and sometimes what that is for me, there actually was recently, it was after my last challenge that I did. My mentor said, celebrate. You had a successful challenge, and I happened to be by myself at that moment. And I said, you know what? I am going out, I'm getting a pedicure, and then I'm stopping and I'm picking up some pizza and a bottle of wine. I went home with my freshly manicured toes, and I poured a glass of wine, I lit a candle, and I just put on the TV. I turned on my favorite show, one of my favorite shows that I DVR'd, and I sat there and I had pizza and wine, and that was my celebration. So that is one way that I have found that you could celebrate by yourself, if you don't at the time have somebody that you can celebrate with, friends or family. But it could be a little uncomfortable and difficult at first, but find a way to really acknowledge and celebrate what you're doing. And like I said, it re-energizes you, it rejuvenates you, it gives you that little boost that you need to get to the next step, and then the next and the next. We want to stay open, and we want to invite more opportunity to come into our lives, more support, more resources, more people. So focus on what you want, and then you will receive more of that. So I hope that makes sense, Norma. I hope that that helps a little bit with what I offered you. But if you want to speed up your progress, the way to speed up your progress is feeling appreciation for your wins and for your successes. So how can you take a few seconds to just get present and to just close your eyes and just reflect on that you found a better organization system to organize your business, or that you learned how to do something new, or maybe you did a little research and you found out, what platform you're going to use to host your blog. It doesn't have to be about the big milestones. Let it be about the small, little wins each day. And even being able to see them as a win. You might not see a win as getting to bed earlier or eating healthier, but it is, because it's all working together for you for the common good, the common goal that you want to put out there and how you want to grow. So I find that little practice of acknowledging and feeling appreciation for all wins leads to greater success. So that's what I wanted to offer you for today. And I do want to tell you about my challenge that I have coming up. It's a niche and message clarity challenge. We start next Monday, September 30th, and I'm going to put the link above the video. It is nikkigangemi.com/niche message clarity, and you can just click on that link. You can opt in. By the end of the challenge, my goal is to help you to craft your what I do statement so you can confidently communicate it to your ideal clients. I'm also going to be sharing with you my 5-step process to help to give you clarity, and here's just a little insight into all of this. You know more than you think. And that clarity, you already have it inside of you. We're just going to help remove the, like I said, give the example of the clouds that are, covering the blue skies and the sun. It's not that the blue skies are not there. It's just that they're being covered by the clouds. The clouds are your thoughts, your beliefs. So we're going to work through with transforming them and releasing some of those. That way you have the answer right there, and trusting that you know. So we're going to work with trusting in yourself too, that you do know. I'm also going to help you to uncover who your ideal clients are and how exactly you serve, and also maximizing your client attraction, because when you start to get clear on who you help and how you help them, you become a magnet to your ideal clients. So we're going to work with that too, and I'm really excited about that. Again, that starts on Monday, September 30th. It's 5 days. I would love to have you join me. It's taking place right here in the group, Awaken Your Inner Entrepreneur. And again, any questions, comments, you let me know. I'm here to support you. Have a fabulous day, everybody, and I will see you on Thursday for our Transform Your Business Thursdays. Until then, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.